Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Command. Excited to join you guys for the live stream today. Sorry for those of you who may have tuned in earlier and we had some technical difficulties getting things up and going, but wanted to get the live stream up and running because things are looking positive early today as we check out the crypto markets, looking at the price of Bitcoin. A lot of interesting things happening in the markets today. Going to start out with the big one, the price of Bitcoin right now sitting at $11,450, up 4.7% in the last 24 hours. This has continued to trend up slightly over the past few days, and now the total market cap in the crypto space is right around 460 billion. It's been sitting nicely above 450. This has been a pretty positive level for it to be. BTC dominance has continued to grow slightly. Let's take a quick look over at that. You can see that if we go back to December, before the price of Bitcoin really fell, BTC dominance was incredible, up in the close to 60%, definitely hit 60% at some point in December, and then just continued to tail off as the price of Bitcoin went down. But now what we've really been seeing over the past couple of weeks is this slow and steady climb back from these low levels in the 30%, low 30s, and it's crept back up, and we're now sitting at this 41.5%. So overall, this is coming at the expense of the larger altcoin market, but generally the crypto market space has continued to grow. Let's jump over to the charts for Bitcoin. This is something we've been watching pretty closely as we've been waiting to break through the downward trend line on BTC. We're looking at the Coinbase chart here on TradingView. This blue line was the line that we've been watching for weeks. Of course, broke through this the other day, and now are sitting in this channel. We have marked the level of 11,600 for the price of Bitcoin as a level to watch. And you can see right now that we are sitting just below this, and the green candle is starting to approach that level. So that is a potential point of resistance. So we'll see. Let's go ahead. I'm on the daily chart right now. Let's just flip over to the 4-hour chart and see where we're really sitting. So you can see we're right about 11,400, and coming up on this line where I've drawn it in right around 11,600 of 11,800. That is pretty close to the 11,600 that we've been seeing as a point of resistance on the charts. Looks like we're having some issues loading the charts here. All right, there we go. Loading back again on TradingView. We'll see if this pops up. So 11,800 as a level to watch. We'll close out of here. 11,800. Right above the 11,600. So as we are approaching this level, this definitely is going to be the next level to get to and be able to break through. I've drawn in one new dotted line here as sort of a short-term level of support, and that is at around 10,350. This is where we've seen as Bitcoin kept testing these different levels, it kind of was bouncing back off of this. And so I think that even if we get rejected off of the 11,600 the first time, that you may see some support at 10,350. So right here, this channel is pretty much the key level to to continue to watch, and that's what I'm paying attention to right now. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see that as we've had these green candles and being able to get through the downward trend line, the volume has picked up ever so slightly. Probably to get through this line, it's going to require a bigger level of support. So that's mainly what I've been thinking about on Bitcoin. I want to say thanks to those of you who are tuning in for the channel. I realize the connection here, we've had some technical difficulties trying to get the live stream up this morning, but thanks for bearing with us as we check out what's going on in the market. I'm going to go back to CoinMarketCap right now, and I'm going to flip this over to relative to BTC prices. And as the price of Bitcoin has gone up, of course, you're seeing a lot of other coins in the red. So we look through the top 10, really all of the top 20 coins. Only one stands out as being above or in the green, and that is Monero, which has been pretty interesting. Monero quietly continues to make its creep up. So what's particularly interesting is if you go over to TradingView and you look at the recommendations based on technical analysis, Monero is actually categorized in the strong buy territory based on where a lot of people see different levels. So let's take a look at the charts ourselves and see what's going on. So I'm looking at Monero's price relative to Bitcoin, currently looking at the daily chart on Bittrex. And what I have highlighted here, the pink line is the 50-day moving average. This blue line, that is the 15-day moving average. And what I've drawn in blue is just an overall trend line that we've seen at the bottom of these candles, just connecting a few points where we've seen this overall trend bottom out, most recently in the past couple of days. And you can see that as the trend line should, this follows along with what we've seen for the 50-day over the past couple of months. So this has been the overall trend going back to December. Early November is really where this started. Overall, we've seen this upward movement for Monero. So right now, we are seeing this increase in Monero relative to Bitcoin, and that really has to do with what we've seen over the past 24 to 48 hours with this large green candle. And what's interesting about this is even though overall volume for Monero has dropped down, at least on Bittrex, relative strength is just staying pretty consistent. We're not sitting in any extremes. We're not sitting in an overbought or undersold or any range outside of pretty much the middle. And so this gives room for Monero to continue to grow. And one potential reason why there might be a spike in Monero is the snapshot that's about to be taken for Monero V, which is, we've talked about this on the channel before. Not going to go into this in detail today, but one potential influence on the price is Monero V, this private cryptocurrency hard fork of Monero. The airdrop is supposed to happen somewhere around the 14th of March. Here they have the countdown on 11 days away when they hit the specific block listed right here. And that's when every owner of Monero will get Monero V. So this is probably helping to drive up the price of Monero. But of course, I think following this trend line, you could see good things in the price action of Monero going forward. So this is one to continue to watch, at least in the large cap coins. So last thing I wanted to touch on during this live stream is this guy, Chris Giancarlo. He is the CFTC chairman and has made some very positive comments about Bitcoin, crypto space, blockchain, really the broader, every aspect of things. And has been supportive of this in Washington, D.C. Really, this is positive news on the regulatory aspect, and has just been a proponent that is what's needed, especially if the United States is going to come in, support, and not have any sort of regulatory interference that could be detrimental. One thing that he's particularly said in some of his testimony has been that his kids have helped expose him to the crypto space, and that's part of the reason that he's been in the know. So there was this really interesting tweet that came out yesterday where he's using the hashtags of FOMO, do your own research, crypto dad, which is just great to see the CFTC chairman talking about crypto in at least this state of awareness. But particularly what he linked here was what was most interesting about this tweet, which is a page on the CFTC website that has been added specifically for Bitcoin. So this is sort of an educational page on Bitcoin for people who may be in the broader markets, not familiar with the crypto space, about how should the CFTC look at Bitcoin? Is it within CFTC's jurisdiction? So we have Bitcoin basics, and good information here about, so Bitcoin itself, crypto itself is legit, but things you need to be aware of, be wary of, be careful, pump and dump schemes. These are the negative aspects of it. And so this is pretty clear that the CFTC is paying attention to what's going on in the space. They are recognizing that there are legit elements of crypto, whereas there are other things that could be far more risky. So thought this was pretty interesting. Glad to see that there is this kind of support. Overall, just a positive news story that I wanted to share. So I think the crypto story is continuing to be positive in the short term as we see Bitcoin rising. It will be particularly the levels that we will see in the short term as we get to the 11,600, 11,800, as we've pointed out. Those are the levels to watch in the short term. I'll just bring that chart up one more time. Appreciate those of you who have been on the live stream today. Hope we can get the live stream a little more stable so we can have the chat be a little more interactive and talk to you guys, field some questions. But thanks for watching. Those of you who do watch this video at some point, turn on the bell notification so that you get alerted next time we do the live stream. I'd love doing these, want to do more. Appreciate everyone who's been subscribing to the channel. It's been a lot of fun to grow the channel, interact with you. So appreciate everyone who's hitting the like, subscribing, and please give me any feedback on other coins you think we should be discussing, featuring here on the channel. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, thanks for watching Crypto Command.